Today I'm going to talk about song arrangement. I get a lot of people in my DMs saying they have trouble finishing a whole song, whether that's arrangement or figuring out sound choice or trying to figure out how to take the 8 or 16 bars of layers they have and make a full song out of it so it's not just this continuous loop. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So this is one of my songs that I dropped back in May. The song is called Stay Low, and it's on my EP, which is called One Way Out, and it's out on Bandcamp. I'll put the link in the description below. I want to use this song as a guideline to show you how to arrange something, and also just to show you how I arrange stuff and kind of going into the choices that I make. We're not really going to touch on the mix today. We're not really going to touch on too much technical stuff. We're just going to focus on the song and the arrangement and how it flows, and I'll explain some of my choices, why I put certain things where I did, and so on. So let's get right into it.
Is there a UFO in the sky?
All right, let's stop right there. So real quick, let's break this down. What do we got? We got a 4-bar intro, and then we have 8 bars. I guess you could call the initial verse. Now, I work with a lot of rappers. People are always going for, what's a normal verse? 16 bars. But it doesn't always have to be this set thing, right? You could take this and you could always rearrange it later. And I just thought initially, before I gave the whole thing away, I just kind of thought a 4-bar intro with an 8-bar section just felt right. So let's go back to the beginning and break down what I did. I like to use the 4-bar rule a lot of the time. So every 4 bars, you just add a little something to mix it up a little bit. Because think from the listener's context. If you're just hearing the same thing over and over and over again without much variety or without any hint of a change or dynamic, then you could tend to get bored of it and almost lose interest and not even really pay attention anymore. So that's how you keep the listener's interest, and you use these things effectively and subtly to maintain the flow and maintain dynamic and just keep the song exciting, keep it interesting. So let's check it out from the beginning. And we have the chops here, and then I have that little sample that I snagged from one of my favorite movies, Wet Hot American Summer, and threw some reverb on it. Then we have the bass that comes in here, and this bass line just follows, this 8-bar phrase up until the key change here. And the chops are pretty chill. The chops are pretty simple. It's just that. That's a slight change. And then here's the key change. Section. So I throw a filter on the chops, took the bass out, threw some wind in there for some atmosphere. I love that little stab right there. So here the only thing I really added was these strings that I played out on a synth, and added some reverb to it just to give it a little bit more, just a little more space, just like something a little bit different from the beginning. So yeah, these two sections basically are quite identical. You have this 8-bar section here, which is the same 8-bar section here. The only thing I did was bring back this first section. That's the regular key. That's the key that the song is in. Then it goes to the key change, and then boom, right here, back to the regular key that the song is originally in. So let's listen to this back from, we can listen to it from right here. All right. So check out this string section. Let's listen to it by itself. I probably did this on like a Juno or a Jupiter or something. And listen to this right here. Hear that? So that part plays out to the end until this pause in this next section here. So what had happened here was this section was originally at the end, I believe, where the automation starts to come in right here. So this is the global automation. This is dropping the BPM here from 72 down to 61 gradually because I wanted like a breakdown effect, and I'll get to that part. What had happened was I had initially printed this section, but it was over here, right, at the end. So it had printed with that global automation on it. I had kind of forgot about that. Then later in the song, I was like, you know what? I want to put this part in the middle instead. I want to put something more exciting at the end of the song to finish it off. So since that pitch bend that happens in the middle here, it goes down a full octave. It still remains in key with the rest of the chops and everything, which is really cool because I thought, so it was like one of those really nice happy accidents that ended up adding to the song instead of taking away from it. So always try to commit to things. Like, you know, I committed to that before because I printed the MIDI that I had played out. So here I can't change it. And I was like, man, I want to go back and do it again. But I just stuck with it because, in my opinion, it just sounded cool. And it added another interesting texture and dynamic to the part. So without further ado, let's get to the next section. All right, cool. I'm going to stop it right there. So right there is where that global automation starts to come in and the song breaks down, and that's the outro. And I was like, man, this is a really cool switch up type idea. But before I get to that, I'm going to break down this part right before it real quick. So I think the reason this Juno solo is so effective is not because of what I played really, but it's honestly just the way it shows up in the song. Now initially you have this piano part, those little stabs that happen every, couple bars. I always thought that was great. It's like a nefarious villain, like an evil cartoon character or something. But I'm just like, yeah, that works so perfectly. And there's like a little bit of wobble on the piano if you listen to it. And there's some noise, some hiss, so it's great. Like, don't try to make everything sound perfect. I personally don't like things that sound so perfect and machined. I like things that kind of sound crappy and have their own noticeable, identifiable character about them. Something that's a little rough around the edges, has a few scratches on it, if you will. Something that's really seen some shit, if you will. So, it's no fault of your own if you like elements and sounds that really sound crispy and clean. This is just what I like. So that's why I always stress, do what you like, do what feels right. Don't try to do what you think is cool or is fitting into the current trends. Like, that's what's going to really set you apart. And you're going to have more fun that way. And I think you're going to make better music. So moving on, let's get to this end part. Like I said, I think this solo comes in so well because of this absence, right? When you listen to all the parts before it, you're not even really expecting it. So when it jumps in there and then boom, these drums change. They're similar sounding drums, and I colored them so they would sound sort of like the ones before, but I wanted drums that had a different groove and had a little bit more weight to them to finish the song out. So let's check this part out into this end section here. Now remember, it has this global automation on it, so right about here you're going to hear the tempo slow down. I added some uh, pitch shifting and some other cool things, reverb and whatnot. I think it's an awesome way. Like this song just to me sounds like it's totally disintegrating and deteriorating at the end, and it's just like left but nothing but a cinder. Listen for this. It's got like some noise. To further accentuate the breaking down of society. Just oh yeah, that's filthy. I love it. It's disgusting. I'm gonna put that out. I'm gonna put that out tonight because it's trash night. This is filthy. It's garbage day tomorrow. I'm hauling this out to the sidewalk. This is filthy. I love it. Woo! Oh man. So that's my quick breakdown of my song "Stay Low," and I really hope this helped you because I think we should all be sharing the way we do things. I think we should all be sharing our experience and our expertise and our intel to try to help everybody else make better music. That's all I really care about. I just want to make the best music I can and have the most fun doing it, and I want to show other people how to do that too. And today I really just talked about the arrangement. I just wanted to show you how to arrange a full song without getting too technical or too overwhelming. I'll probably do some other videos about this, getting more into the mix and maybe how I made some of these sounds, why I made some of the other creative and technical choices that I did. But I'd love to answer any of your questions if anybody has any comments, anything they'd like to know, anything that I didn't cover that they would like me to go over, or just has some questions about this video in general. And please leave a comment, follow me, and I would love to see you guys here again. So I appreciate you for tuning in. My name is TNL, and come back. Come back and hang out with me. Baby, come back. Appreciate it. Later.